Hello, and welcome back to Huntsville. First off, a huge thanks for tuning in last week, and for all your feedback. Today we're picking up right where we left off, with a little detailing to get things started. But this episode, well, it's fair to say it spirals into some unexpected directions. We're laying out a brand new neighborhood, adding a clinic, and building an elementary school. But that's just the start. Let's just say a few surprises popped up along the way. A crematorium, a full highway upgrade, and some elevation issues in the new neighborhood. And do you remember last week when I said this series would be lightly narrated? Yeah, I might have thrown that out the window. Turns out I got a little chatty, but hey, if you're here for the commentary, let me know. So I hope you enjoy this detailing overview and get ready for the chaos that's about to unfold. I'll see you on the other side. Alright, so this is going to be our block for our new residential neighborhood. This road here will give us pretty good access from our new neighborhood to the subdivision down here, and I'm going to build a medium road off of this arterial, and it's going to be heading in this direction. We're also going to use a fairly rigid grid in this area that'll hopefully maximize our buildable space. So I will see you when that's done. I'm just going to grab, just trying to explain this, I'm just going to grab the 90 off of this road, and this will be the start of our grid. Alright, the grid is all set up, so let's get into the fun part, zoning. With this commercial, I don't think I'm going to be too picky on where it fronts, so I might just leave it like this. And see how these buildings populate. So I'm just gonna zone it in like that and see what happens. If I have to change it, I have to change it later. All right, we have most of this area zoned. As you can see, I have some commercial along this corridor right here with this arterial. And I have some row homes along this arterial as well with some commercial separating the industry and residential. And also have some pockets of low density stuff happening near the railway up here and some lower density stuff happening towards the river. I'm saving these empty blocks for medium density housing whenever I unlock that. And I think I'm going to do the same with these small little spots behind this commercial. And I think in this area here, I'm going to leave that blank for now. Maybe there's a use there in the future. But I want to make sure I can control traffic because I think this might be an issue at some point, but we'll see. So I just want to keep this open for now. All right, now that we got our new neighborhood zoned in, I want to bring in some essential services to fill that demand. So I'm thinking this clinic can be centrally located right here on, looks to be Cypress Street. I think that, it doesn't remove any zoning in behind, so that's good. And I think with the school, I can't remember exactly how big those assets are, but I also want to have that centrally located as well. And that might have its own block right here between Lafayette and Birdsong. So I'm going to leave that open for now and wait till we unlock a school. All right, there we go, small village. So I'm going to go place our elementary school and not this building yet because I don't know if I can find a use for that or a place for that makes it look like it's fitting. And yeah, as I mentioned earlier, I want to place our elementary school in kind of a centrally located area in between Birdsong and Lafayette. And I think I'm going to have it front onto Birdsong. And then this will be a kind of a small campus or a play yard after that's done in detailing. All right, with the clinic and school now in place, this is starting to feel like more of a complete neighborhood. As you can see, we got a few deaths popping up. Gonna need to take care of that. Probably gonna need to build a cemetery. And I'm just thinking, as I mentioned earlier, that's probably gonna have to go over here, just considering the amount of space that asset takes up. Other option is unlocking the crematorium and placing it over here in our higher density neighborhood. And I think that is the route I want to take right now because this I want to save for a future episode because I think this will be another suburban neighborhood. But I'm going to place this crematorium. I'm going to find a spot for it. Maybe not close to the elementary school. Maybe towards the railway or even down here towards the water. Just to get it kind of out of the way. I'm not a huge fan of this asset. I just think it's kind of odd looking. Just realized that costs $240,000, by the way. And this will tank our budget. Yeah. Maybe start increasing taxation to 12 and then start decreasing the budget on this. Because I don't think we need that to be at 100% right now. Keep that at, let's say 60. And see what happens. But I'm happy with this right now. I think this is a decent spot. And I can build around this when I landscape. So it looks like we've just balanced the budget. I'm going to add another block of industry. But I want to make sure I have enough room for a landfill in the future because this is, that's a big asset. I think I will probably have enough room to do one more block, and this is 112 by 128, and that can stay right there. Then this can be placed right there, perfect, and I can have a little bit of space for that landfill. Well, doesn't look like those are going to zone in to the depth I want them to, but that's all right. All right, looks like we've unlocked large village, and that just reminded me that I have medium density unlocked. So I'm going to plot a few spots for medium density along this road here. And I'll be back when I'm done. All right, now with that medium density zoned in, I'm just going to let that grow. And eventually, when these blocks fully get built out, I'm going to add some surfacing, some detailing, some parking lots whenever I get that unlocked, and potentially some parks. I think that's a nice addition to have by an apartment building. One thing I will mention, when you're building, I'm certainly not claiming to be an expert, and this is an example right here of why I'm not one, but you should pay attention to your topography, because you're gonna end up with situations like this. I didn't notice this while I was building. I played in this map before, but I totally forgot when I was building this that there's quite a grade right here. So this might look weird when it's done, but also might not. But we'll see what happens. But this is just a reminder. Pay attention to your elevations. It will save you in the end. All right, so I noticed we have 4 development points here, I believe. Yeah, 4. I'm going to unlock parking areas because I talked about wanting those for the apartment buildings. And I think I'm going to unlock roundabouts as well. Maybe that's a little bit early. Maybe I'll go for highways instead, just because this section here is actually not a highway. This is just a medium density road. So maybe I'll unlock highways first and then begin upgrading this to be an actual highway. There we go. That's done. So this episode actually took a few turns I did not expect. Alongside our new neighborhood, medical clinic, and school, I ended up adding a crematorium for a bit of future-proofing. Plus, I unlocked highways, which let me upgrade our original roadway and save some cash. And on top of that, we managed to balance the budget. So this is a pretty solid amount of work. One last thing I forgot. Parking lots for the apartment buildings. Yeah, that looks okay. We'll do the same thing for these two. And here's that grading thing I was talking about earlier. This is going to be an issue that I'm going to have to deal with. But yeah, I really wish I would have paid attention to that now. That's going to be a bit of a bummer in some spots. All right. That is a wrap for today. I feel like you guys are probably in need of a fully silent episode next week. We covered way more than I expected. I talked way more than I expected. We built a new neighborhood, a clinic, a school. We discovered some unfortunate topography issues. We unlocked highways and a crematorium. And if I have not mentioned it already, I talked way too much. Next episode, we'll dive into detailing our new neighborhood. We might add some more services like police and fire. And if the budget allows it, I think I might buy a few more tiles. Thanks again for watching today and for all your support. Really appreciated seeing those comments in the first video, considering this is a very new thing for me. If you liked it, let me know. If you want to subscribe, I'd really appreciate that. And if you didn't like it, you can let me know as well. So with all that said, I'll see you in the next episode.